Good evening all. Welcome back to Basic Electronics. In the previous class we have discussed RC coupled amplifier, the basic function of RC coupled amplifier and its working, its input output relationship, etc. Now we are going to discuss the frequency response of RC coupled amplifier. Okay, what do you mean by the frequency response? It is nothing but the response of the amplifier to the frequency variations or the response of output voltage to the frequency variations. Okay, in your note, the frequency response of RC coupled amplifier is drawn like this. So from this figure you can see that frequency is plotted in the x-axis and the gain is expressed in dB, that is decibel. Gain is plotted in the y-axis. So you can see the shape of this frequency response curve. In this curve there are three regions. First region is the region of low frequency, then the region of mid frequency, the region of high frequency. Low frequency range means frequency less than 50 Hz. High frequency range means frequency greater than 20 kHz. So these 50 Hz and 20 kHz are approximate values. Okay. So frequency response of RC coupled amplifier is drawn like this: frequency versus gain, and it contains three regions: low frequency region, mid frequency region, and high frequency region. From this diagram we can see that at a low frequency range the gain increases from low value to high value, or we can say that at low frequency range the gain is less. In high frequency range we can see that the gain decreases from a maximum value to a minimum value, or we can say that at a high frequency range also gain is less. And in mid frequency range you can see that gain is maximum and it is constant. Okay, let's see the reasons behind. At low frequency range you have to remember the reactance of a capacitor Xc is equal to 1 by 2 pi Fc. So at a low frequency range or during low frequencies the reactance is high. So remember, at low frequencies the reactance of a capacitor is high. The reactance of a capacitor means it offers high resistance to the coming signals. So according to this equation, Xc is equal to 1 by 2 pi Fc. At low frequencies the reactance is very high. So we can say that as a result only small part of the input signal, you have to consider single stage amplifier in this slide. So when frequency decreases the reactance increases. As a result only small part of the input signal will pass to the transistor. Okay, small part of the signal is coming because Cin is the coupling capacitor offers high reactance. So as a result, the gain decreases at this low frequency range. While considering double stage amplifier in this slide, we can say that during low frequency the reactance is high. As a result, only small part of the output signal from the first stage will pass to the second stage through the coupling capacitor CC1, so gain decreases at low frequency. At high frequency range, I already said at high frequency range also gain decreases. See the diagram. From this equation we can say that when frequency is high, the reactance is low, Xc is low. Okay, so we can say that the capacitive reactance offered by these coupling capacitors is very low. That means the resistance offered by these capacitors are very low. That means it behaves like a short circuit, okay, which causes an increase in loading of the second stage. So this decrease in capacitive reactance of a capacitor causes loading effect. While considering a single stage amplifier, when the reactance of Cin decreases, we have already discussed that when frequency increases, reactance decreases. Single stage amplifier, in this single stage amplifier, when the reactance of Cin decreases, high load will move to the transistor in the case of a single stage amplifier, or in the case of a double stage amplifier, when the reactance of CC1 decreases, it acts as a short circuit and causes increase in loading of the second stage. When the loading of the second stage increases, gain decreases. So remember this Xc is equal to 1 by 2 pi Fc. When F increases, that means during high frequency range Xc is low. When reactance is low means capacitor acts as a short circuit. It causes loading effect. This loading effect will reduce the voltage gain. But at mid frequency range, we can see that the gain is constant and it is maximum. Here also you have to consider the equation Xc is equal to 1 by 2 pi Fc. We know that at low frequency range Xc is high. While moving to the mid frequency range, the frequency increases from low to high value, or frequency moves from low to medium frequency range. According to the equation, when frequency increases, reactance decreases. Due to this, more signal pass from input to the base of the transistor. So gain increases. But in the other hand, when frequency increases, reactance decreases, which causes loading effect. When loading effect increases, gain decreases. Due to these two factors, gain remains constant. So at medium frequency range, you have to consider increase in frequency from low to high and decrease in frequency from high to low. So due to these two factors, gain remains constant and it is maximum. So at a low frequency range, reactance is high. At high frequency range, reactance is low. And at a mid frequency range, both occurs simultaneously and gain remains constant and it is maximum. Let's see how to draw this response curve. So first we have to set up a single stage amplifier using this circuit diagram, and we have to give an input signal. Input signal should be in the range of millivolt. The input is very small. We have to amplify the signal and also set the frequency of the input signal. Then draw a table like this. First column represents the frequency in hertz. Then second column represents the output voltage. Third column indicates the gain. Equation of gain is 20 log Vout by Vin. If we set Vin is equal to 100 millivolt, it is 100 millivolt throughout the experiment. Then change the frequency from 0 to maximum and note down the corresponding output voltage in the CRO, and from that output voltage calculate gain. The equation for gain is equal to 20 log Vout divided by Vin. You have to calculate the gain for all frequency variations. So this dB is decibel. It is a logarithmic unit used to describe a ratio. Here we are taking Vout by Vi. Vi is the input voltage as the ratio. Then plot frequency in the x-axis and the corresponding gain in the y-axis. We have to draw this response curve in the normal graph or semi-logarithmic graph. Then from this frequency response curve, we have the maximum voltage gain in the mid frequency range. So we know that the y-axis is the gain axis. It is in decibel. Then we have to take 3 dB from the maximum value. In this graph, from the maximum value, we have taken 3 dB down. That's why it is indicated as minus 3 dB. So take 3 dB down from the maximum point and draw a dotted line like this. So you can see that the dotted line represents 0.707 point. The maximum point is indicated as 1 and the 3 dB point is indicated as 0.707. From 0.707 we will get two frequencies in the x-axis, F1 and F2. This F1 and F2 represents lower cutoff frequency, that is F1. F2 is the upper cutoff frequency. So calculate F1 and F2 from 0.707 point. by taking 3 dB down from the maximum value. This F1 minus F2 gives the bandwidth of the RC coupled amplifier. Now we need to discuss what is the significance of this 3 dB, why we are taking the equation 20 log Vo divided by Vin, what is the significance of 0.707. Another name for 3 dB point is half power point. Remember, we have taken 3 dB down from the maximum value and we got 0.707 point. This 0.70 point is called 3 dB point or half power point. The 3 dB point are the half power points. Below that, the power of a signal drops to less than half of the maximum value and hence are useless from practical point of view as they would need to be amplified to a large extent. That is why bandwidth is defined in terms of 3 dB points. The frequencies that lie within the bandwidth can be used without modification. That means these are the useful set of frequencies. Let's discuss why taking 3 dB down from the maximum value, or what is the significance of 3 dB, or why we are taking 3 dB instead of 2 dB, 4 dB, 5 dB or some other dBs. We know that gain is the ratio of output to input. Let's consider this block diagram. Input signal is applied to an amplifier with the gain 3. It is again applied to an amplifier with the gain 5 and gives the output signal. Okay, so now we have two amplifier with gain 3 and 5. Gain is equal to output voltage divided by input voltage. If the output voltage is 30 volt and input voltage is 2 volt, we can say that the gain is 15. Why gain equation is equal to 20 log V out by Vi? Vi is the input voltage. We have already discussed that the 3 dB points are the half power points. Half power points. Now we know that the gain is the ratio of output to input. So we need to clarify the concept of 3 dB point. That's why we have to consider the equation of gain is equal to log P out divided by P in. So gain is a logarithmic unit, that's why log to the base 10 included here. P out is the output power and the PA is the input power. Alexander Graham Bell introduced the concept, so we have Bell in this equation. Now we can say that it is equal to 10 into log P out by PA decibel. Deci represents 10. So we already know power is equal to V square divided by R. If I substitute this equation here, we will get gain is equal to 10 log V out divided by Vi the whole square decibel. And it is equal to 20 log V out divided by Vi decibel. This 20 log V out divided by Vi decibel is used before to draw the frequency response curve. Always remember the half power point of an electronic amplifier stage is that the half power point of an electronic amplifier stage is that frequency at which the output power has dropped to half of its mid value or the maximum value, or it is the frequency at which the output voltage has dropped to 0.707 times the maximum voltage. So always remember, we have drawn this frequency response curve, then we have taken 3 dB down. That point is known as the 0.707 point, or this 0.707 always represents a voltage value. Then again we have discussed that this 3 dB point is known as the half power point. So we are connecting this power and voltage through these equations. So this half power point is the point at which the output power is half of the input power and the voltage is 0.707 times the maximum voltage. So let's recall these equations. As per the definitions of half power point, we have substituted ten log half of input power divided by half of, sorry, in the second last equation, 10 log 0.5 pi divided by pi decibel, which is equal to 20 log 0.707 VA divided by VA. So these power equations, or the gain in terms of power and the gain in terms of voltage, are taken here, and according to the half power point, the output power is equal to half of the input power, that is represented using the equation 10 log 0.5 pi divided by pi. Half power point is also known as the point at which the output voltage is 0.707, the maximum voltage. The maximum voltage is the input voltage itself. That's why we have taken the equation 20 log 0.707 VA divided by VA decibel. If we calculate it like this, we will get -3 as the output. That's why we are taking -3 dB from the maximum value to calculate lower cutoff frequency and upper cutoff frequency, and thereby the bandwidth. So this is the frequency response curve explanation. First you have to draw the frequency response curve using the frequency versus gain table. After that, take 3 dB from the maximum value. You will get 3 dB point or half power point. From that point you will get lower cutoff frequency and upper cutoff frequency. Lower cutoff frequency is expressed as F1 or FL. Upper cutoff frequency is expressed as F2 or FH. The difference between lower cutoff frequency and upper cutoff frequency gives the bandwidth of this RC coupled amplifier. Thank you.